Have you ever wondered why so many people struggle mentally and emotionally? Now, I'm going to give you one of the biggest reasons why people struggle mentally and emotionally and how to overcome it. This is something that I've been working on for 8 years, and I'm busy bringing out a book about it, which I'm going to tell you about right now. But the reason so many people struggle mentally and emotionally is because they have this intense desire to be accepted and approved by other people, or they even want to strive for fame. Now, I want you to think about this. Imagine you're on the stage and there's this crowd in front of you and you have the spotlight on you. Every single time you perform well, the people and the crowd, they clap hands for you. Every single time you don't perform well, they boo you. Now I want you to think about this. Imagine the spotlight is metaphorical and the stage is metaphorical. You're not on a literal stage with a literal spotlight, but all of us live our lives on this metaphorical stage with this metaphorical spotlight on us that people out there place on us based on how they want us to perform. If you perform well, people are happy with you. If you don't perform well, people are not happy with you. So I'm so excited about this book launch of the book I have written called Living in a Spotlight. Living in a Spotlight. Now, many people think the more I am in the spotlight, the more people are pleased with me, the more people like me, the more people accept me, even the more famous I become, the more happy, the more emotionally well I will become. But all of the research shows us, and a lot of the research is in the book, a lot of the research shows us that the more people desire the spotlight, the more they are in the spotlight, the more depressed they become, the more unhappy they become. Now, if research shows us so much that being in the spotlight and striving for the spotlight, striving for people's approval, striving for people's acceptance, striving for fame, if striving for these things proves that we are more emotionally damaged, if we struggle more with depression, then why are so many people striving for it? Why are so many people still striving to be in the spotlight? Now, here's the thing. The only way to truly be happy is to get out of the spotlight. The spotlight of other people determine who I am. Other people's applause will make me happy. Other people's affirmation will make me happy. I remember when I was young, my brother got me this album from Nirvana, Unplugged. I was very, very young, but this was my favorite CD in the world, and I've listened to it so many times. And the lead singer of Nirvana is a guy called Kurt Cobain. And I remember when I was young, Kurt Cobain was my hero. You know, it wasn't so easy at that time to get access to videos like we have today because we didn't really have smartphones, so we only had like DVDs and stuff like that. Later, my brother got me this DVD of Kurt Cobain or Nirvana Unplugged, and Kurt Cobain was my hero. You know, this is the guy I wanted to be like him. I wanted to sing like him, look like him. I thought like Kurt Cobain was the guy. But tragically, in 1994, at the age of 27, Kurt Cobain took his own life. And when it came to the spotlight, and yes, Kurt struggled with things like depression and addiction. When it came to the spotlight made him more nervous. You know, people's opinion about him, things people expected him to become, made him more nervous. So in the sense, the spotlight wasn't such a great thing. And I asked this question, well, if I wanted to become like this guy, if I idolized this person so much, and he came to a place in his life where he took his own life, where he decided to take his own life, why do I want to become him? Why do so many people strive to become like famous people? Why do so many people strive to be accepted if all of this shows us that this acceptance doesn't better our lives, doesn't make us more happy? Nirvana, the name of Kurt Cobain's band, means a state in which there is neither suffering nor desire. It's a place of perfect peace. And we can see like this is what Kurt has strived for a place of peace where there's no suffering anymore. But here's the thing, a lot of us think if we reach that spotlight, if we reach that ideal, if we reach that fame, if we reach that influence, then we're going to be happy. But the reality is the only way you're truly going to be happy is if you move out of that spotlight and you become the true you, the person that you really were created to be. Look at what Kurt Cobain said, and this is one of my favorite quotes in the world. Kurt Cobain said, "I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I am not. I remember when I grew up, I always wanted to be accepted, and I thought, like, I cannot really wear the shirt I want to wear, I cannot really wear the pants I want to wear, because what if people don't like it? What if people don't accept me? What if people don't approve of it? Even later, when I started to become a writer, after school I studied psychology. I started my own company called Mind Prosperity, writing booklets for companies, writing books, and I always worried when I had to design a book cover for different books and I had different ideas, my writing, I always wondered, are people going to accept me? Are people going to accept it? Are people going to approve of me? And it's a struggle that I had for very, very long. Now, by that I'm not saying we cannot ask experts advice. I do sometimes ask experts what they think about a book cover, but this total need to please everybody the whole time. Do they like my shirt? Do they like my pants? Do they like my this? Do they like the way I look? Do they like my book cover? Do they like this? Do they like this? The only question is, are you really truly who you were created to be? I'm not saying, be like a toxic person and just say that's who I am and treat people badly and say that's just who I am. That's not what I'm speaking about, because I don't believe that's who you're created to be. But I do believe if we get to a place where we say, listen, I'm going to step out of the spotlight and I'm going to become who I'm really created to be, this is where real freedom lies. This is where real happiness lies. Now, before I go further, I'm going to do a whole course on living in a spotlight. So I want to ask you to subscribe. Tune in every single time we make a new video to be part of this course. And we're also going to tell you how to get a hold of the book. So I've realized that true happiness comes from being yourself, comes from being authentic. But a lot of people have this misunderstanding about what authenticity really is. People think authenticity means to be different. But authenticity doesn't mean to be different. It doesn't mean be purposefully weird, unless that's who you authentically are. Authenticity just means being yourself. And the reason so many people can't be themselves today is because they don't know themselves. So everything starts with knowing yourself, self-awareness, knowing who you are, being okay with who you are, being comfortable with who you are, having a healthy self-love. That is what it means to get out of that spotlight. So I'm very, very excited about this course, and I'm very excited about what we're going to do for living in the spotlight. So if you are interested in the book, if you want to come on a list for people who want to purchase the book, we're going to give you more information soon. Just click on the link in the description and we'll send you an email and give you more information about the book. The struggle of living in a spotlight is not unique to celebrities. It's something that every single person goes through. Like I said earlier, maybe you're not on a literal stage, maybe not in a literal spotlight. All of us have the strive in us to be accepted, to be people pleasing. But here's the thing. If you are yourself, if you are your true self, many people won't like you, but the right people will love you. And this is where we want to end up. And I want to end with this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He said, to be in yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. What I want to teach you in this book, what I want to teach you in this course is to how to truly become yourself and break free from who the world wants you to be. Because many people think that being in the spotlight is what's going to bring true happiness. But what's going to bring true happiness is to step out of that spotlight and to become yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm really excited about this course.